This is a place for planting, for digging, for harvesting, for relaxing. It's a place to get your hands dirty, but most of all, it's about having fun. And that's what you'll always have when you're in the garden with Doug Oster. You want a green thumb too, don't you?
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Being the cheapskate that I am, this is my favorite time of the year. All the nurseries are putting things on sale. These are spring planted bulbs that are going on sale 50% off. There's some nursery stock out here, vegetables, all on sale, and I love that. We're going to be planting all summer long. And so last week we talked about the lilies. The deer took them to the ground. Why not replant here? We've got one of my favorites. This is Stargazer. We've got a beautiful white one. Now they're not going to bloom as soon as the other ones, but they will bloom by the end of the season. I'm going to look around here and then we'll go check out some other stuff. Well, I always say the best nursery is the one that's closest to your house, and this is Hahn Nursery in Ross Township, 5 minutes from where I live. I spend a lot of time here. And one of the reasons that I'm always shopping at a good nursery or garden center is because I know the plants have been taken care of, and most importantly, they've been watered. The most important thing that's happening to these plants is they're getting the water they need, so when they get to our house, they're going to thrive. Now, let's do some shopping. Well, I don't know what's better, getting the deal or getting all these cool plants. I had to get cucumbers for my daughter. She loves cucumbers. She's already asked me when they're going to be ready. My favorite pepper is called Super Chili. It'll grow anywhere, and I'll put on 1,000 peppers. And then some basil and something that wasn't on sale, but something that's cool, a grafted tomato. Let's check out, and we might see something along the way we have to have. All right, I want to show you one more thing before we get to the checkout. These are called Bounce Impatiens, and if you're worried about downy impatient mildew, these will not get that disease. I'm not worried about it. I'm planting impatiens as I normally do, but if you were concerned, try some Bounce Impatiens. Now, let's get back to the garden. I need 2 bags of leaf mulch too, or compost. So the lilies that were outside the fence were taken to the ground by the deer, but these ones on the inside look fine. This one's been here a couple of years. This is just 1 year. Now we've got 12 bulbs that we got for $8, and we're just going to fill in some of this area along the woods. They'll come up, they'll bloom a little later. Next year they'll all be together again. And pretty easy. This soil's already been improved. There's some compost in here. We'll just take some dirt out and drop some bulbs in. All right, lilies in place. That's our first deer-resistant job of the day. Now, have you ever heard of a hosta that deer don't like? We're going to plant one next. Well, it wasn't on sale, but I couldn't resist when I saw it. This is a hosta called June that supposedly is deer resistant because it has very, very thick leaves. Well, we're going to test it out because we put it right in the front of this bed. The deer are walking back and forth here probably daily, maybe hourly. We've got good compost in here. Slip the plant in, and if they eat it, so be it. If not, we found another deer-resistant plant. Join me in the vegetable garden. We're going to talk grafted tomatoes. It's a pretty one. As we talked about last week, a lot of the early crops that I planted in March, they can't take the warm weather. They're going to seed. We've harvested all this lettuce for a salad tonight. And as soon as we harvest something, we're going to put something else in place, and that's this thing called a grafted tomato. All that means is they've taken a bottom, which is called a rootstock, the roots, and grafted something we like on top. The rootstock down below is extremely vigorous and disease resistant, and it's going to push this all up to be hopefully twice as productive as a normal tomato. We're going to test that. The most important thing when planting a grafted plant is that we don't plant below where those two plants were joined, where the rootstock and the top were joined, because if we did, we'd get rootstock growth. We don't want that. We want top growth. And all we're going to do, we have beautiful, beautiful compost here. Let's make a nice little hole, and in goes the tomato. We'll put a cage around it, and we'll continue our work. But as I said, careful not to plant it too deep. Next thing we're going to do is put a little bit of mulch on this right away. Take these bottom leaves off. Try and keep it away from the fungal spores that are in the ground, and they're always in the ground. And they want to splash up and infect the plant. That's ready to go. Next is some mulch. Cherokee purple, one of my favorites. Okay, nice big cage for what we hope will be a nice big tomato plant. As I said, when we started planting tomatoes before Memorial Day, we're going to continue to plant throughout the season all the way to July 4th, just so we succession plant and we're not putting all our eggs in one basket. And tomatoes love the warm soil and the warm air temperatures. Now we're going to harvest something for you garlic lovers next. Well, it's no secret I'm a garlic fanatic, and this is the day that we start cutting our garlic scapes. That's the seed head on the garlic plant, and we have to remove it so that all the energy goes down in that bulb and we get nice big bulbs when we pick them in July. And there's nothing to this. We're going to add this to our lettuce, and we're going to find a scape right here and just cut it off right at the plant. These are so good. This might be my family's favorite seasonal treat. I'll just put them in a bowl, add a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of sea salt, let them sit, and then I'm going to throw them on the grill. And oh, it smells like heaven. I'm going to finish up here, and then we're going to finish up. This is a great time to be in the garden. Look for bargains, keep planting, do some harvesting, and check me out online. That's where you can become part of my exclusive garden club called Everybody Gardens. You can sign up there. Also lots of stories, pictures, other videos there. Until next week, I've got all those plants from the nursery to plant, and that's what I'm going to do next. We'll see you then.